Welcome everybody back to Norstead Point. This is session 11. In session 10, the session began with the party descending down the Merfolk City's path to the depths below. As the group descends, they begin to notice the petrified guards looking down the path toward the abyss rather than facing the city. The expressions on the guards' faces become increasingly alerted further along the path, and the path ultimately becomes blocked by ruin, the rest of the building seemingly having been cleaved away by some calamity. Exploring the city further, the party makes several discoveries. 8 deep trenches rake the city and disappear up the cliffside. The trenches are so deep and vast that the landscape appears to have settled around them long ago. The party was able to follow them to the city's veil, but did not swim further above to continue tracking them. Fergus finds an artisan's emporium containing vast quantities of a sinewy, well-preserved rope. With Maeve's help, Fergus scoops as many supplies as he can into his enchanted bag and copies several symbols commonly associated with the six-armed crab figure. Balog and No One explore an academic center, where Balog discovers a choral hymnal in a room of merfolk women studying song. No One notes the merfolk writing is vaguely familiar, but not the statues nor the city. It also notes that it is suddenly able to understand what Balog is verbally saying. The party rests in the abandoned city to make use of its resources, and while doing so, hear a titanic crash. Churning from deep within the earth, a colossal giant clam tears through it, swallowing the cliffside, the town, and the churning black sphere. Its fleshy blue lips close around its prize, and with a cacophonous groan, the clam returns to the depths, leaving a gaping abyssal maw where the cliffside used to be. The party urgently returns to the surface, where they find a glacier shaped like a mermaid floating in the bay. Approaching the ice, the party finds that parts of it become increasingly translucent. Balog and Maeve are able to enter the inner dome, which encapsulates the Clifton House and parts of the neighboring buildings, as well as the distant cave. A shocked Cecily Clifton is relieved when the party enters the ice. However, no one really understands what occurred or why the clam swallowed the town. After some discourse, Old Man Marcus approaches on a boat, explaining that he had begun camping near the cliffside when the Black Sphere appeared. After seeing the party enter and exit the ice unharmed, Marcus came to investigate for any other survivors. Their conversation is interrupted by the great avian, who is perched upon the glacier. It begins to peck at the ice, threatening to shatter the unusual barrier. No one attempts to reach out to the entity to inquire about its intentions, but it instead turns on No One, claims to have confirmed its suspicions, and dives into the water, propelling the liquid away as it soars beneath the surface. Hounded by the great beast, No One darts away and narrowly evades its pursuer. Hordes of pale invaders begin emerging from the depths, clinging to the great avian in great numbers. The massive bird emerges from the water into the sky, flinging the slick, slimy bodies through the air. It circles the area, then returns to its mountain. The remaining pale invaders encircle the ice, probing and testing its surface. Unable to gain entry, they slowly recede into the dark of the abyss below. The party regroups and checks on Ashta in the distant cave after some brief discussion. Within, they find her unconscious beside an undisturbed marrow. The moss around the pool Ashta resides in has noticeably grown and spread across the floor. Balog gives her some of the orange pulp from the bark-covered sphere, restoring her condition, and carries her to the surface with the others. Like she was with Fergus, she is initially quite afraid at No One's appearance. When Balog speaks, Ashta suddenly becomes quite excited and speaks rapidly to him, though he cannot understand what she's saying. Having seen both the great avian and pale invaders unable to pass through the ice, Old Man Marcus is apprehensive about returning to the top of the cliffside. As the party attempts to determine what to do next, No One facilitates astral connection to improve communication. Able to communicate with Ashta in the astral plane, the party learns several things from her. The creatures of the deep must be dealt with very carefully, which is why Ashta was apprehensive of Fergus and No One. The ice is a pocket dimension sung into being by Ashta when she saw the danger they were in, and she had warded it against entities of the deep, such as the clam. Maeve's necklace is a ceremonial necklace which should only have been able to be utilized by someone skilled in magic. Ashta was astounded that Maeve was able to use it at all. Although she didn't know what attacked the city, she identifies the six-armed crab her civilization sings to as Mowakawali, and believes it to be a peaceful entity. Although they sing to it in offering, she claims it is not in its nature to be vengeful, and does not know why it would have attacked the city. Ashta inquires about Balog's ability to speak Aquan. Balog and Fergus show her the ring and brooch they found, which she identifies as belonging to orators. They possess symbolic enchantments intended to foster communication. Fergus asks if Ashta could make more, but although she is versed in song and history, she doesn't know the songs for the enchantments. Balog shows her the book he found, and she identifies it as a hymnal. With it, she can teach the party to sing. As the session came to a close, Balog inquired about the inn atop Norstead Point, though he doesn't know how that happened or even what the ship is. So you guys are all currently within this glacier. You are sort of gathered around here. Everybody can see this okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So, when we last left off, you guys were trying to figure out, okay, what the heck is going on? You just gained the ability to actually communicate with Ashta. She doesn't know what's up with the inn atop Norstead Point. There is now a massive tunnel into the abyss below. And this glacier is just sort of bobbing and floating on the surface.
Didn't we also learn last session that the reason we found Ashta unconscious was because she did some magic and it knocked her out?
Yes. She
Yes.
cast this spell, and it was a bit beyond her means, and it completely drained her and knocked her unconscious.
This spell, meaning the giant ice formation we're currently in?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay. Well, way I see it, we can either go up or below. Balog, I think. Ooh, accent's all mixed up. Balog, I think. Well, shoot, what do we want to do, y'all?
So you want to go up? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying we can go up or down, because either you can go up and talk to the bird. I won't join, because I don't think it likes me.
The bird flew back to the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Balog will say, I believe I need to talk to that deity.
Well, I'm not going to stop you, but I also don't want to join you.
Go ahead, but heed my warning. It doesn't seem to like you or the other one.
Which is
Balog
why I
will look
won't be
at
joining you.
the one, or no one. Oh, you said you won't be joining me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, Balog looks at Maeve and says, it seems you're the only one who could come with me without being in danger immediately.
Seems that way. Let's go.
Do I know exactly where this bird went? Or do I have to, like, sort of move through the jungle to find it?
No, it just went to the mountain off in the distance. So you two are going to head towards that mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, and Fergus and no one, what would y'all like to do?
Before Balog leaves, I just say, could I borrow that charm so I could speak with Ashta?
Does Balog know that's what's allowing
do
him
we
to
know
speak
that?
to?
Yes, she told you in the astral plane that that's what those items were for.
Okay, alright. So, he is just going to hand, without a question, the charm to Fergus.
Thank you.
Okay, so Fergus, you have the brooch, which allows you to understand others, and Balog hands you his ring to speak to others.
Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh. Didn't know he was saying it.
Is there anything you wish to say with that equipment?
Not yet. I'll.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to see how Baylog and Maeve do.
Okay. So everyone's gonna wait for Baylog and Maeve?
Yeah.
Okay. One quick second. So Baylog, as you make your intentions clear that you intend to travel to the mountain and talk to the great avian, old man Marcus is gonna sort of open his mouth and he says, "Whoa, come now, lad. Surely you don't mean that great beast what just flew out of the water."
I do. And you could come with us too.
The old man shakes his head vigorously and he says, "Did you not see anything your eyes just showed you? That thing could swallow you in just a single snip of its beak."
If that's true, then we are already dead. You might as well see everything.
You sort of hear him mutter something under his breath. You guys can make a perception check if you want to try and make it out.
Alright, let's check.
Okay.
What do you have to hide?
You have to-
What is he hiding?
Alright. Alright, Fergus, no one, if anyone's interested. Baylog and Maeve, you just make out murmurs. But anyways, he says, "Well, if you intend to travel to Mount Shepherd often that way, then be careful. There's beasts out in the woods. Or so they say."
Damn.
Okay.
This guy is useless. Stay in town. Fine. Stay home.
Yeah, this guy's gonna stay home. I ain't going out there. Okay. Alright, so Maeve and Baylog, the two of you are going to journey off towards the mountain in the distance, which they are calling Mount Shepherd. It is a long journey. Despite Old Man Marcus's warnings, there are no signs of any monsters in the vicinity. In fact, while you come across like wildlife here and there, all there really seems to be out in these woods, as far as you guys come across, are just the animals. So nothing distinctly unusual. And you are going to make a long and vigorous climb up there. Can y'all make me Constitution saves?
Con saves. Am I certain? I have a button. Hold on. Yeah.
Oof. Okay. So, by the time you guys reach the end of your destination and you ascend to at the highest point you can reasonably get to, the two of you are winded. You are pooped. But when you finally get to where you're going, you are going to be greeted by a peculiar sight. At the top, at the highest peak, there is going to be sort of a wide opening into the mountain. And sort of nested at the very front of that opening is the Great Avian. Now, from the top of the mouth of the cave grows a tree which is sort of hanging upside down. And the leaves of this tree are like these beautiful green, almost gem-like, right? They're almost like emeralds, but these glassy leaves. And this massive bird, sort of sitting atop this nest here, sort of nestled among these branches, is going to peer down at the pair of you. Oh, actually, let me tweak this music a little bit. Okay. Yeah, ignore this music. But anyways, so this bird is going to look down at you and sort of cocking an eye at the two of you. It's going to say, "Well, well, what brings you up here? Come a long way up to my mountain."
Balog will step forward and he will ask, what exactly went on back there with those creatures?
Oh, I think you know quite well. Don't think I haven't been watching you from up here. I've seen everything that's happened down in your little village.
I know of my mission, but there's more you aren't telling me.
Oh? I'd say there's more you aren't telling me. And as it
And what would
sort
you
of
like to know?
peers down, its golden eye sort of focuses in on you, Balog. Its eyes sort of sweep over you as well, Maeve, and you can feel the weight of its gaze. And it says, "If I recall, the terms of our bargain were that you were to wipe out all of those wretched fish folk. And here I find that you're lingering within a glacier resembling one of your very enemies."
Wait, oh, you're talking about the glacier is shaped like one?
Mm-hmm. The glacier is shaped like a mermaid.
Oh, that's right. So it's not just the nobodies, it's the everything in the sea. Okay.
Well,
So
maybe an insight check.
Okay.
Balog. Although the glacier is shaped like a mermaid, thinking back, when no one reached out to it, you had seen the bird turn its head and sort of in no one's direction, sort of regarded as it had said, I knew I'd smelled your magics. So it does not appear to have been distinguishing between the mermaids and no one's folk.
Okay. Balog will say, I don't believe I am strong enough to do what you ask. Not yet, at least. It will take more time.
No, not if there's that many of them. But that's okay, you've done quite well. I never expected you'd be able to eradicate an entire population by yourself. I'm afraid you will be in my service for quite some time. And you, sort of turning its great head to peer over at you, Maeve, what brings one of you to my mountain?
Him. Him, and she just kind of nods towards Balog.
The two eyes sort of take you in. Maybe each of its eyes are like as big as your like
head.
most of your body, yeah.
She's just kind of nodding and just like, mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. So why have you come this way? And what associations have you formed with this unsavory group?
Hmm. We're um
Yes.
we're just traveling together.
Traveling together, eh? So to clarify, the Great Avian was asking what you guys have to do with the undersea creatures, not necessarily you and Balog.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured.
So you're saying you're traveling with the mermaids and with the Pale Invaders?
I was assuming like um Fergus, but they're just if it's just talking about the Pale Invaders and the mermaids, um and uh we don't know them.
Ah, that's right. There is one among you, the traitor, as I recall. The one who would help you eradicate the rest of its kin. Sort of lowering its beaked head, it sort of looks at the two of you and it says, "Where is that one? I'd be very curious to know what it knows." Furthermore, how did you come by such a specimen?
Is he asking me or Maeve?
Asking both of you.
Well, Maeve would probably be better to answer, but Balog doesn't know, so Balog will say, "We found him in town, on the outside of town."
Seems about right. In any
What
case,
is your interest with him?
I'm curious to know why it would betray its own kind. Though it
From what I
admittedly
believe,
works in my favor.
from what I believe, it was he was betrayed by his people first, exiled. But although I don't know the full story.
I see. Well then, it seems there's more to learn here. You there, sort of referring to you, Maeve. As you may or may not know, these wretched fish have been cursing your people for quite some time. I don't know what purpose it's for, but I can say I've smelled something. A lingering scent just at the very edges of my senses. They're doing something. And with what occurred yesterday, there's no mistaking it. Or actually, yeah, I suppose it was like early this morning, right? We'll say it's late afternoon. You guys have been traveling all day. So with what occurred this morning, there's no mistaking it. Those detestable fools are up to something. I intend to find out what. And you, sort of lowering its head at you, Balog, you are going to help me do this.
Balog nods timidly.
At the ground at your feet, Balog, some stones, some like kind of pebbles on the rock, are going to sort of glow a soft, gentle, like blue light. And the bird's going to say, "Take these stones, gather the ones at your feet there. Place them wherever you go, and I will have eyes there. Do this for me, and I'll see to it that you're fittingly rewarded."
So he's gonna hand me these stones?
No, there are stones on your feet which have
Okay.
begun. They are illuminated with a soft blue glow. And it's
Okay,
saying
so-
to gather them and place them where you go.
Place them where I go, like just. Okay. Am I just leaving like a trail?
Essentially, yeah.
Okay.
You're putting little wards around little cameras.
Okay. All right. He nods and says, "I will do this."
Yes, I wish to see what they're up to down there far below the surface. I'd go investigate myself, but it seems they're greater in number than I'd expected. Nevertheless, if you wish to see your kind again, the people of this town, well, hopefully they're still down there somewhere. You'll have to go find out. Is there anything else y'all want to ask it?
I mean, that's basically it.
Okay. So she is asking you guys to go essentially scout out what the hell is going on. She seems to hate these fucking fish people. Although y'all really don't know why. And she is... yeah, she's basically told you, hey, you and I are going to be working together for quite some time unless you could manage to wipe out an entire civilization.
I will ask it, what would you be able to do for me once this is done?
Oh? What you desire?
I desire a new place for my people to seek prosperity and protection. I was sent out from my village for this very thing.
Yes, I see. So it's territory you seek. How about this? Whatever you find down there, it's yours to keep. Anything above the water is mine. Are we understood? If you help me, you can have anything below the surface, and I will carve out a place for your people there.
I don't know about that one, but he is going to agree anyway.
Okay. Good. Then we have an understanding. And you, meek one, is there anything you want?
For our friend to be protected.
Your friend? Surely you don't mean the traitor.
Yes.
I see. Perhaps we can make a deal, you and I. Bring this traitor to my mountain.
And what after that?
I suppose that depends. But I can offer this much. If I should see that traitor make its way here, I'll not kill it where it stands. From there, we can decide its greatest use.
Can I make a perception check?
What are you checking
Or
for?
insight? Insight.
Insight?
It'd be insight, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what are you
Okay.
checking for?
Or would it be deception? If it's lying.
It's insight.
Insight. Okay, yeah.
Maeve, it occurs to you that Balog had previously mentioned something. The Great Avian had already promised Balog, per the original terms of their agreement, that it wouldn't harm Fergus.
Okay. Okay then. Yeah. She looks it up and just says deal.
Good, good. Then I hope to see this one soon. Okay. Is there anything else y'all want from the Great Avian? So, Maeve, you have agreed to deliver Fergus to the mountain. Or you have at least agreed that Fergus will come to the mountain. And in return, the Great Avian will not attack Fergus as soon as it sees it, making its way here.
Okay.
All right. Kind of an interesting situation you've signed up Fergus for. So, anything else from the Great Haven, or are y'all going to make your way back down to the others?
We'll make our way back down.
All right. So it's going to take the rest of the day, but you guys are going to make your way back to the ice. While they are gone, No One and Fergus, what would the two of you like to be doing?
Good question.
I will whisper into Fergus's mind and be like, when they return, where are we headed?
Is Fergus able to mind whisper back, or does he have to
Yes.
verbally? Oh, awesome. Okay. Then he does so. Well, I am mildly curious about this tunnel here, and he just kind of walks over to this tunnel that goes way far down. Would be interested in exploring it. What is that? Oh, that's a different. Okay, I see.
Drawings here. Sorry about that, y'all.
Or perhaps we could learn a thing or two from Ashta. Learn anything else we need to know about?
Okay. Yes, you speak to Ashta.
Oh, God. What the fuck? Sorry, 1 second, y'all.
You're good, you're good. Let's see.
I swear I'd already done this. So you are resolving to speak to Ashta.
I think so. What do we want to know?
Yeah, I don't know.
What indeed? Marcus is no longer out there. But anyways, yeah, the two of you guys are here. Maeve and Paylog are not currently there. I'm gonna cheer up this music just a hair.
Okay.
Yes, so what indeed?
Gosh. Dude, I'm having a hard time coming up with questions off the top of my head right now. Because we covered a lot last session.
Ask her what petrified them, if you haven't already.
Ah,
Oh, that's a great thank you. Yeah, yeah, Fergus is gonna go up to her and say, I noticed a lot of your folk are petrified underwater. How did that come to be?
Petrified? Well, that can't be. The last thing I remember was we had done our singing, and then, as we might normally do, we were ceremonially petrified into stone, but that was done by other singers. You said our people are petrified?
Well, that's... yes, unfortunately, that's what the scene we came across as we went down there. Do you recall, would you be able to recall who was singing to you as they put you under?
And she just says, like, well, she essentially tells you, like, the person who's supposed to do it, right? It's like a ceremonial position. And they're like, it's the person who would normally wear, like, the cloak that Maeve is currently wearing with the necklace that Maeve currently has. And that person long ago sang them into stone.
So if we were to go back down there and look for that person, would you be able to identify them?
And she sort
Would
of
you be able to-
shrugs and she says, I could try.
Would you be able to bring them back? Perhaps they would have some answers.
She says, possibly. Maybe I could. You can see she still doesn't, like, fully understand that it's like everybody is stone.
She's gonna have a bad time when we go down there. Right, well, I think if you want answers, I know I certainly do, we'll need to try to locate the person that put you to sleep. Because they might know what happened to the rest of your people.
Okay. It's worth a
And
try.
Fairgates will be relaying all this to no one as well, so that they're in on the loop.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
How do you feel about this, no one?
Might as well.
Learn some new things.
Sure. If that is what Fergus wants.
And what do you want, no one?
To help.
That's all.
It is the deal I made. Deal we made.
Okay. Okay, is that something we can do while they're atop the mountain, or would that take far longer than their time atop the mountain?
Yeah, you could definitely do it while they're atop the mountain.
Cool.
Okay. So, Fergus and no one, the two of you are going to escort Ashta down into the water to the ship graveyard. 1 second. Not that. Ship graveyard. Where's the ship graveyard? There it is. Okay. So let's see.
Ah, there we are.
The new ping looks much cooler, even though it's just 2. Okay. So, Fergus and no one, the two of you are escorting Ashta down here. And as you're sort of bringing her down, I guess, Fergus, you are going to show her some of the stone people that you guys have come across down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of show her and say, this is what we found when we came down here. Pretty much everyone is in this state, but if we can find the last person that was put into this state, we might be able to gather some information.
Gross.
Children, gross.
So with this, you can see Ashta is horrified, right? And she's going to tell you, like, I don't know who could have done this. To sing so many people into stone, no one could sing such a song. It's impossible.
Fergus turns to no one. Can you sing such a song?
Jesus.
No. we can't.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh my god.
No one. Okay. But you said that there was someone who put you to sleep. Are you able to find that person?
I could try. And she's sort of peering at these different faces, and she says, but there's so many. No one in Fergus. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Oh, this is Maeve's forte, not mine.
Perception.
Ooh.
Good job.
No one. A glimmer of movement catches your eye as a flicker of something white ducks behind the terrain in the distance.
Over there. I will point it out to Fergus.
Fergus.
Does Fergus see it with no one's direction, or no?
You look, but there's no sign of anything.
I don't see anything. There's nothing over there.
Something moved. Can I head towards what I saw?
Sure thing. So while Ashta is inspecting the statues, which are over here, no one, you're going to dart kind of off in the direction of the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So no one. As you're kind of making your way over here, you are going to find there are numerous pale invaders who are sort of hanging low and kind of hiding from sight. However, they do not hide from you as you approach.
I will reach out and go, what are you all doing here?
So you send this over to them, right? And the response you're going to get is once again confusion. And then they are going to send you directive. And no one, as you speak to them, as you send this issue out, none of them face you.
More insistently, I will go, answer me.
They are going to continuously repeat directive. And then no one, you notice something kind of unusual. They all sort of move exactly in unison as you see their lower bodies start to recoil. And you realize they are about to spring forward. But they all move exactly at the same time.
But they're facing away from me?
And they are facing away from you, and they are responding to you with directive.
Okay, I'll see where they're about to spring then.
And then
They're not springing towards me.
And your question was what, one more time?
I wanted to know why they are here.
Oh, why they're here? They're here for the directive.
Okay, I'll watch them. Where are they springing off to?
Oh, they are all about to dash in on Fergus and Ashta.
Oh! Okay, I'll reach out to Fergus to warn him.
Okay. So, Fergus. So, Noam, what exactly are you saying to Fergus?
What?
Others attacking you.
Fergus perks up, turns around, and will just stand in front of Ashta right there, looking for what no one is talking about.
No one. Very abruptly, you are going to see. 1 second. These guys.
guys.
These guys. Oh, I can't select them all. That's a little annoying. Alright, can you see all of these dudes popping up? Okay. In a single simultaneous motion, everyone's sort of turned around. Pale invaders are going to swarm from various directions out from behind cover as they all start to dart in on Fergus and Ashta. And no one, they pay you no mind, believing that you are one of them.
Does Fergus see enemies closing in from all sides?
Hell yes, they are closing
Okay.
in from all sides, and they are darting towards the two of you.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
Fergus is going to, as he sees this, immediately see there are too many enemies to deal with at once. His skin becomes this kind of oily black, and then it bursts out from around him, and he casts fog cloud, but it's like ink cloud
Ooh.
around them, giving them him and Ashta cover.
Okay. So you make this big dark. Let me see. Where's my darkness? So you are going to instantly sort of cast this over the area here.
Yeah, trying to give us some cover.
Okay. Very nicely done.
And he's gonna grab Ashta's hand and just say, "We need to find no one." Does he know what direction no one went in? He was not paying attention when no one went off.
Yeah, looking around, Fergus, you only see pale invaders in every direction.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay.
They are all exactly alike. They look exactly like one another.
Alright. I think it's time for us to go. There's too many of these. Ashta, do you recognize these?
Yeah, I would say you have like 6 seconds. They're swarming in on you.
Yeah, we're gonna, so he casts fog cloud to give them cover, and then he's gonna try and, he grabs Ashta's hand, and he's gonna try and swim directly upwards back towards the ice sculpture thing.
Okay. So no one, you sort of watch as suddenly out from cover, all of these swarms of these slick white bodies start sliding out, and they're all darting rapidly towards Fergus and Ashta. And warning Fergus, you turn around, you have just enough time to see them sort of closing in from every angle before you emit this inky cloud. And there's a moment's pause, no one, where you watch, and they all sort of linger for a second, not knowing what this is. Before Fergus and Ashta sort of shoot out the top of the cloud, and they're darting back towards the surface. Fergus, can you make me an athletics check? As you and Ashta sprint out of here as quickly as you can.
Okay. Athletics. Yes. 18.
18. That is pretty good. Okay, so as you are darting towards the surface, you are swimming faster than Ashta is, and you are making it up there when there is a sudden tug, and looking down, you can see one of the pale invaders has sort of wrapped around the bottom of Ashta's fin, and she's sort of swimming desperately, trying to sort of fling it off, but it's slowing her down. And as other pale invaders start to close in behind her, actually, let me move y'all now to this map. Where's the deep? There it is. So you guys are swimming towards the surface. Whoa. go. Can you see yourselves? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Alright, there's Pale Invaders. Roll 20's being a little strange for me. And they're all sort of flooding in from below here. Just this massive horde of them. And no one, you are sort of anonymously blending in with the rest of them. They are hot on your tail. And there are a shitload. And as they are coming out, Fergus, you are going to see more and more of them are emerging from the depths. And what's sort of interesting, roll me an insight check.
Okay. Yeah. 11.
Insight, okay. Yep. So as far as you can tell, they are all pouring after the two of you, Fergus. Roll me an athletics check as one of the Pale Invaders threatens to slow Ashta down.
Okay. Athletics. 7.
7, okay. So, Fergus, you're sort of making your way up here, and then some of these stragglers who were just starting to kind of catch up, right? One of them starts wrapping itself around Ashta, and this is going to slow you down just enough as another threatens to catch up right behind it. I would say... Go on.
While this is happening, the one that is wrapping around Ashta, I want to cast Phantasmal Force and make Ashta appear like a Pale Invader to the one that's attacking.
Oh, okay. Is that an intelligence save?
Let me make sure. Craft illusion. Yeah. Or wait. Is it intelligence save? Yeah, intelligence save.
Okay. Alright, so with this, you suddenly see as it abruptly sort of pauses, no longer fighting Ashta. And with this, Ashta is able to sort of shake herself loose. And Fergus, you and Ashta are able to sort of break away towards the surface again.
Yes.
But you can see they are all kind of pinning after you here.
This time, knowing that Ashta is a little bit slower than him, Fergus will slow down so that she's in front of him, because he thinks he has a better chance of wriggling out of their grasp than Ashta does. So, as she goes up, he will be just behind her.
Okay. So, make me one more athletics check as you are attempting to push her through the water.
Okay. Come on, Ashta. Oh, nat 20!
Ooh! Okay, so, Fergus, you guys are just barely evading these Pale Invaders. They are barreling after you. And when you and Ashta make it to the surface of the ice, they are like kind of attempting to clamber on after her, but they're not able to move quite as easily, and you're able to sort of plant your trident into some of the ice and use it for leverage to sort of pull her up and into safety. And as she passes through the ice, and Fergus does too, you are going to watch as they sort of press up against it, sort of pressing their pale bodies against, trying to find some way to move through it, but they are unable to do so.
Oh.
And no one, you are going to watch as they all sort of linger about, sort of hovering around the glacier. Is there anything you would like to do, no one, while they're sort of in the area? Before long, they'll begin receding and moving down below.
What do I want to do? You know what? I want to follow them down.
You want to follow them down?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 second while I... So, no one. You are following them back down as they are slipping into the depths. And staying next to the closest one beside you, as you guys all make your way lower and lower, you are going to descend into the inky blackness, following the tendrils of the closest slimy invader. And you move not just a little bit downward, but way fucking downward. So far down, it becomes disorienting. And it is, the tunnel sort of moves through the cliffside and sort of opens up into the open abyss below. So it's not just like this tunnel, right? The tunnel's sort of like the hypotenuse of a triangle for the cliffside, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So once you get far enough down, you are going to be led to a rather peculiar area.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, can you see all this? All these little pale invaders?
Yeah.
Alright. So no one.
I don't think. Oh, okay, I see them. Yeah.
You see everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's gonna happen is you all sort of descend down near these structures. God damn. 20's being crazy. Alright, so you all sort of descend near these structures. Fucking lag spikes. And then once y'all get pretty close to them, what's gonna happen is several of these pale invaders are just going to like vup, 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 and they all just sort of blur and then disappear from view.
Huh.
Well, not all of them. There's going to be a couple of them that are going to sort of continue on down here. But most of them are going to disappear from view, as they just sort of blur and then vanish. The remaining two are going to swim down here. And at this point, you're welcome to do what you like. But they are going to just proceed this way. And eventually move further down into this tunnel.
Do I have any ideas about the structure that I'm standing in front of?
You have no clue. Like a great many other things, it seems distinctly familiar, though you can't quite put your finger on it.
Okay.
Erected around you in this room are these very peculiar prisms made of a slick black stone. The structures before you, which are featured in the room, are similarly made of this same strange stone. It's almost like a black marble.
Is there any of it like lying around, or is it only in the structures?
It
like
is.
That I can pick.
It's only in the structures.
Can I try and mentally touch the stone?
Yeah, you want to mentally reach out to the stone?
Yeah.
All right. So no one? As you are focusing on, like, reaching out to this stone with your mind, you are going to feel your body, no one, sort of do like this, like, thing as you tune in to where this stone is directing you. And your body is going to cease to exist here, and it is going to manifest in the astral plane.
Ah.
What you see before you is a massive, titanic pyramid grown out of this slick, shiny black stone. And encased within this pyramid seems to be some creature, and there are massive arms sort of looming out of the stone itself. From these arms and the various limbs that are, sticking out from this pyramid made of stone, there is a rich black sort of miasma wafting off the creature.
Okay. I will reach out to it and go, "We are here. Can you hear us?"
There is no response.
Do I think this thing is alive?
They are sort of slowly waving about through the air. But this thing is like massive, massive, massive. Like, you were quite far away from it, to give you kind of an idea.
Yeah. But it doesn't respond to me. Okay.
It does not, no.
The thing it's encased in, is that like a material?
It appears to be the same, like, shiny black stone that the obelisks in the room you were just in were made of.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I will retract then. I will get out of here.
Okay. You don't even really have to think about it. You just sort of intuitively, like, and you cease to exist here. And you once again exist back at the anchor.
Oh, crap. I should have done it while I was there. Did I see any eggs or anything?
Nope. You just saw a massive creature encased in black stone.
Okay. Well then I will go south where the rest of the Pale Invaders went.
Okay. All right. Let's go for a walk.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
So no one. You are here.
And so there's a structure here I'm able to see, right? What does this look like?
This is what appears to be It is very clearly a building. It is not clear who made it. It is exceedingly old. And it is made of some sort of pale stone.
Okay. Well, I will swim up to the entrance. Do I see anyone?
Yeah, so give me 1 second. Let's put some things back on the map. Getting a little bit of input lag from Roll20. So these creatures here, in fact, there are several creatures around you, none of which pay you any mind. And you can see all these.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So I can see some creatures like here.
Mm-hmm.
Are they alive?
Yep, they are alive. They are all perfectly motionless.
Okay. I'll swim forward.
Okay.
Is this blood inside these fountains?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, well. Alright. Can I pass through this door?
Yep, sure can.
Alright.
1 second. Alright. Alright, so no one. You are just sort of making your way through. Let me see, actually, some of these would still be back here.
What are these? I haven't seen anything that looks like this before.
That is a marrow. You probably haven't seen any of those. However, there appear to be several here. You see them actively engaged in various tasks, but like the other creatures, they pay you no mind.
Okay.
You are going to see pale invaders doing different things. Many of them appear to be holding things in front of their faces or facing things. They all move very oddly and stiffly.
Okay.
What's going on here?
Well, if no one's gonna stop me, I'm gonna keep moving forward.
Yeah, nobody's stopping you.
Alright.
There we go.
I come to this door. Is this door closed?
This door is... Okay, so what you see here is ice. There's a wall of ice.
Oh.
You have seen ice like this before.
So if I press on this, I can't get through?
You cannot.
And I can't see through the ice?
No, you cannot.
Okay. Well, then I will move south. And I come to this room.
Okay. 1 second. So what you see in this room... 1 second. So what you see in this room down here is very interesting. In this room, you are going to find that there are a lot of the villagers down here, many of whom appear to be dead, though certainly not all the villagers are here. And in the center of the room, let's actually, we'll put poor Percival in there, is a ritual here which appears to be draining the person in this chair, and you can see blood is just sort of running out of them. It appears to be running into other parts of the temple, but this room appears to be a room of some sort of ceremony.
And all of these people are dead?
Most of them are.
Most of them are. Okay, I want to approach one that's not dead then.
Okay. So that would pretty much just be Percival here, who is in the chair. Looking at Percival, he does not appear to be in pain. He does not appear to be disturbed.
Oh, that's good.
However, looking at him, you can see that despite being way underwater, right, despite like the crushing pressure, his blood is actually sort of being channeled all the same. It's not like drifting freely into the water, right? It's actually like running down in a tightly held form, seemingly driven by the magic that is being perpetuated in this room.
Reaching out to Percival, I just want to go, can you hear us?
Let me think about this. So you are reaching out to Percival. As you do so, there is going to be another one of these flashes in your mind's eye of the three red eyes. And you feel not Percival's presence sort of within his mind, but something else.
I'll greet it. Just go, hello.
Okay, one second. One second. Alright, so you are going to attempt to connect
That thing.
with this thing here. Alright. So as you do this, you are going to feel something attempt to connect with you as well. A pressure is going to sort of gather between the three pinpoint eyes in your head. And then a voice, which is not heard but felt, crushes its way into your mind. And it says, "Not prey, not kin. An anomaly." And then the pressure sort of tightens, and the air in the water begins to feel a bit heavier. You feel a slimy presence kind of brush against your mind, something that gives you the willies, right? and you feel something searching through your thoughts with cold, wet fingers. Many shapes, all vague, all distant. An outlier. You feel a multitude of thoughts, all questioning, probing, asking, and searching. But what it's finding in your mind is blank.
Okay, I want to ask it a question. I want to ask if it destroyed the town above.
Did you destroy the town above? Yes. This was our directive. This was my will.
For what purpose?
Let me think about this. One of my drones suddenly woke up and is asking questions about what we're doing. How do I respond to that? For what purpose? The Great Reclamation. You feel this sort of slimy presence, and it says, no story clings to you. There is nothing here to acknowledge. Let me think about this. It's going to inquire where you are.
I am not going to think about where I am. If I need to roll for that, that's fine.
Yeah, go ahead and make me an intelligence save.
Okay. Go to my sheet.
Something is off. There is a veil to this one. You can see the three eyes, they sort of roll about in their sockets. The pupils widening and narrowing as if searching in different places. But you can feel, even without it saying so, this entity is having trouble locating you, but it doesn't know why.
Are there others like Are there survivors of the destroyed village?
Survivors. Questioning. Let me think about this. It's not really looking to engage with you. It's trying to figure out where you are. It has been alerted by your unusual line of questioning. And as you ask these questions, it is going to sort of ignore your questions, and it is going to push harder to figure out where you are, and you can now feel this presence, which has become uncomfortable like a migraine, begin pushing and building within your skull. And as
I want to disconnect from it as soon as I can.
You attempt to disconnect from it, but it is still there, and it is still pushing through, and it is trying to find you. And as this occurs, the old wound in your waist, which had been healed by the orange pulp, is going to begin to throb. Now, looking about the Pale Temple, no one, you are going to notice these pale invaders sort of looking, they've all turned to face one another. They're all staring at each other. and you can feel this mind is dropping into, like, each one to look through their eyes at the other pale invaders, and it is trying to figure out where you are. This is a far less safe place for you to be.
Yeah. I want to. So okay, so looking at this side of the room, is Percival like on a dais?
What is a dais? Help me with that.
Like, is it a raised platform?
Yeah, it's sort of like a chair, which has been affixed with what appear to be like certain spikes and stuff to help direct bleeding.
Alright. I want to get behind Percival, because I don't see anyone on this side of the room. And just kind of like hide behind his body.
Okay. So you are going to hide in here. At one point, a pale invader will enter the room, sort of look about, and not see anything. It will stiffly turn a sharp 180 degrees and silently, like, slide out of the room again.
I want to connect with Fergus.
Ooh, what's... Let me think about this. What's your charisma modifier?
5.
A 5. Ooh, okay. So yes, you can connect with Fergus.
And I'll go Fergus.
Where are you? You disappeared.
Deep underground. We are in danger. I want to like try and show what I am seeing right now, like this temple and all of these dead humans.
Fergus, no one projects into your mind what they are seeing, and it is an unusual arcane ritual. Make me a perception check, Fergus.
Yeah, sure. Nat 20.
Nat
And
20.
whoa! Got both sides of the die on that one.
With a nat 20, you are going to notice something unusual about a pair of these corpses. 2 of them are the exact same person.
Okay. Do I recognize the person, or do I just recognize that they're the same?
It's one of the hunters who was drinking in the bar. We'll just say it's Jocelyn. It was Jocelyn.
Okay.
There are 2 Jocelyn's dead on the ground here.
Fergus just says, 2 are the same. What can I do?
There is a faint throbbing in the back of your head, no one.
I'm just gonna go. What do you mean? What? How does that help? Oh,
I don't know. This is a lot of information that he's getting, and he's doing the best he can. Not really. A little confused. He just says, where are you? What can I do?
Okay, I will give Fergus instructions for how I got down here by following the group.
You would not be able... You went so far down into open darkness that Fergus could try to navigate here, but is also swimming around in the open deep, which is an exceedingly dangerous thing to do.
Okay.
I don't think I can make it to you.
All
Can
right.
you make it back?
Yeah, I guess I'll try.
The throbbing in the back of your head is growing into a faint thrum. And
Alright,
it is
I'm
a
going
chanting that is going, one among us, one among us, one among us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
Sus.
That's gonna be your new name. Among
Ah.
Us.
Okay, I'm gonna cut the connection
To Fergus?
to Fergus, yeah. Alright, well, it's time to just try and leave.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
So how are you gonna do that?
How am I gonna do that? Let me look at my spells real quick.
In the meantime, Fergus is just nervously pacing back and forth, not knowing what to do.
I guess Baitlog and Maeve are probably on their way. They're almost back by now.
Yeah.
Targeting this Pale Invader, I am going to try and make them start convulsing with hideous laughter.
Okay. Let's see how
Me.
we do. That is wisdom.
That is wisdom, but I think... Can I cast it as intellect? Or no?
I kind of can't remember if we were doing that. Or
Yeah, I'm fine with wisdom. You can make it a wisdom.
I think we were making your spell casting was going to be from intelligence, but if you spec your character for charisma, that's fine. The saves are still going to be what they were.
Okay.
But your
Well, then, yeah.
modifier can be intelligence or charisma, whichever you built for.
Okay. Alright, charisma then.
Okay. So what's the save?
The save is... Yeah, I haven't gotten this one in yet.
I guess it doesn't matter. They rolled a 15.
Okay. Where's my character sheet? Do I not have it written down on my character sheet?
What are you checking for?
Spell save is 8 plus 5. Okay.
Oh, yeah. 8 plus charisma plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay. So it's 15.
Or sorry, 8 plus charisma plus proficiency, which is 3 now. No, you guys are 4, so it's 2.
Yeah. Okay. So they tie it.
Oh, so they tie it. Okay. Then in that case, it is not going to begin convulsing.
God. Okay.
So which one were you attempting to target?
I was attempting to target this one.
This one here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, who's sort of just standing up here motionless with this fish, is going to turn around and sort of look over the room. Make me another stealth check. Or make me a stealth check. Oh, wait a minute. Maeve. Are you referencing Maeve's stealth? One second.
I might have taken this from that. Let me see.
I'm going to shift-click your character and just roll it off your sheet.
Yeah,
What'd you get? So we'll take the 19.
Okay.
But let's see what... Let's actually fix your stealth button real quick. Yeah, you have a +2 modifier. So with a 21, you are able to successfully hide behind the chair, and you are not seen.
Okay.
So Fergus and Maeve and Baylog, I suppose at this point you guys are back. Is there anything y'all would like to do? Fergus would be kind of pacing, I suppose.
I will say. Oh.
I was gonna say Balog asks Fergus what has been happening in their absence.
Um. Yeah. No one disappeared. I don't know where he went. He sent me a message, but I couldn't follow him. Um. Maeve, I would say you note little like black droplets on his forehead that look like sweat, and you recognize that as his like defensive fog cloud ability. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he is. I can't get to him.
Where is he?
I don't know. He's underwater. Really far down. So far down. I don't think I could even follow. And if I can't, I don't think you can.
I can, but it's risky.
Very. We might have to risk it. He's pretty flustered. He doesn't really know what to do in this element of not being able to physically help someone.
So no one, after a while, the pale invader is going to stop looking around and then return to staring straight ahead up the path.
Alright.
It is completely motionless. The thrum of the local hive mind is still active.
I am going to cast Mage Hand. Are there any like objects around these things' bodies? Around these dead people's bodies?
You're on mute.
Oh, thank you. No, I would say, I mean, aside from their clothing and anything they may have had on their possessions, you can make an investigation check if you were looking for something in particular.
I just want something that the Mage Hand could throw.
Okay, yeah, you're able to find like various trinkets or knickknacks.
Okay. Well then, going over to, let me make sure I'm within range.
Trinkets and trick
Where?
tracks.
Yeah, okay. I'm within plenty of range. I'm going to send the Mage Hand over to Darwin and pick up some of his stuff and just toss it over here.
Okay. So as you do so, it sort of floats through the water before sort of kind of with a gentle thud, it kind of just like clatters in the corner over here. The pale invader and the crackling eel take no notice of this. Neither is facing you.
Okay. Dang it. That didn't work. Okay, I am just going to... They're facing forward?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to go this way.
No one. As you are walking past this pale invader, when you're about here, you are going to see as it turns to face you abruptly, and it speaks into your mind, "There is one among us."
I will repeat back, there is one among us.
It turns and faces up the hallway motionless.
Okay. I'm gonna just keep going.
As you see this pale invader, it looks at you and thrums, "There is one among us."
I will repeat back, there is one among us.
It stares motionless ahead.
Alright. Just gonna keep going.
The process repeats each time you pass a pale invader.
All right.
With your response, they take no further notice of you.
Okay. And we're getting out of here.
As you step back into this hallway, make me a perception check.
All right.
Oh. Yeah, we've got you on some of Maeve's buttons.
Why am I all on me? Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll fix that later.
Okay.
So, no one. Looking to the west, you're going to see a large, fleshy blue valve, which occasionally twitches.
Oh. Okay. Do I have any thoughts about that?
That's up to you. It's just something you take notice of.
Okay. And I don't see anything going in and out of it?
Not at the moment.
Okay, that's weird.
Okay. Yep. The process is generally going to repeat.
Okay.
But you say exactly the thing they are expecting and are able to slip by unnoticed.
Sweet. We're getting out of here.
Okay. Returning to the astral anchor, you are going to begin swimming upwards back towards the surface. Okay. At this point, Maeve and Baylog have returned. It won't be long before no one appears, having swam a few miles back up to the surface.
Where were you?
I found the others' home and met their god.
What? Yeah. Is that what you sent me an image of?
Yes.
What happened?
It
What do they
is
want?
It is what destroyed the town. We don't know why. We saw the bodies being used in ritual. Their blood flowed throughout the palace.
Okay.
So all the townspeople are pretty much dead.
We think so.
That's not good. Okay.
I'll show Baylog and Maeve the duplicate body that Fergus noticed.
Yeah, there's no mistaking it. In your mind's eye, there are definitely two dead Jocelyn's in what no one saw.
How could there be two?
We don't know.
Okay. Well,
Baylog is going to ask no one. Is it possible you can lead me down there?
We could find the way back down.
It would be very difficult to find your way back there unaided. And
Wait,
the problem...
Does Keen Sense not let me get down there?
What's up?
Would Keen Sense let me get down there?
Oh, you have Keen Mind. Remind me what it does?
Let me go read it quick.
Keen Mind is awesome.
Yes, it is.
Thinks if you always know which way is north.
Yeah. So, always know which way is north, always know the number of hours of the day, and I can accurately recall anything I've seen or heard within the past month.
Would Keen Mind let you go back there? Isn't knowing wherever you've gone, isn't that a particular feature of, like, Ranger or something? Correct me if
That
I'm
is a
wrong,
specific feature of Ranger, yes.
Yeah.
So let me see. I'll tell you what, I'll make you... give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oof. No one, here's the thing. Swimming back down to that place unaided would be like trying to plan your trajectory to like land on something that's like way out in space. If you were off by a little bit, you could end up way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere, which would be very, very bad.
Okay.
So you could. There's also another issue that Balog would have, and that is that he can either swim through the water
Or fall.
or
Yeah.
free fall. And if he swims, the blessing will not stop the pressure from crushing him. So he will have to find another way to get down there.
Well, you have to just walk along the slope leading down into the abyss.
Then I will say we could go back down the next time they others appear. We can follow them down. But you cannot go with us.
Balog is going to hand one of his stones to Noah and say, I only wish to give them this.
Alright. We're gonna look at the stone. Is this just a normal stone?
It's just a rock.
Okay.
It's a
What?
peace offering of good faith.
No one's gonna be very confused. Why do you want peace?
Perhaps we can work together with these.
No. No one's just like, bad idea.
It's worth a try at least.
Their god did not seem benevolent. But okay. We can offer them this rock.
It's a
No,
fine
it's just
rock.
like that's really weird, but okay. Like whatever. We don't know any better.
It's he's going to flavor it. It's a piece. It's a thing that his people do when they offer a symbol of the land they used to live on.
Okay, alright. Whatever.
You give each other rocks, Balog.
A sign of where you come from. A sign of the earth.
Fergus shrugs.
Yeah, seems reasonable enough.
Sure, yeah. His people do weird stuff too.
Yeah.
So yes, it will be difficult for Balog to go down there. And no one, if you're able to, reproduce the path down there, then Maeve and Fergus could certainly go. But you would probably... Let me see, with Keen Mind... I want to give you something for Keen Mind, but I'll probably have to think about that.
Okay.
So that being said, no one has found some unusual things down there. There's also something else no one saw that no one hasn't told everybody about yet.
Oh, the giant crab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I'll project an image of the giant crab to everyone.
Oh. This is the thing we saw all over that city, right?
Whoa, not that. Sorry about that. Not that. You guys instead saw... Where the hell is it? Y'all saw this.
Yeah.
Ha. Glad the recording didn't see that, even if y'all did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a giant crab.
Mm-hmm.
A giant. This looks like a mountain that I'm looking at right here. How is this a crab?
Yes. So it is a
I see
giant
it.
pyramid that seems to have been erected around the body of this crab.
Dead crab?
It is not dead as far as you can tell. The limbs slowly wave about.
Oh my god.
It appears to be trapped within this pyramid.
Do I recognize this black stone?
You do not.
Okay.
We connected to the stone to reach its location.
You went farther than I even realized.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you met the crab?
It did
Or
not
you
speak
just...
to me.
Okay, you just saw it.
Yeah.
Does Ashta have any sort of reaction to this image popping in her head?
Yeah, she would definitely be alarmed at this. I mean, this is like... it is heretical as far as she can tell, like, entrapment of a peaceful entity.
Oh. Does she tell us this? I guess, okay, so Fergus will see, like, a look of kind of alarm on her face and just say, do you know about this? What do you know of this?
Well, only that we sang to Muwakawali to... as an offering, but it's a peaceful entity. Whatever is going on here is... it just doesn't look right. Muwakawali was always asleep. So for it to be imprisoned in this way, she says this is not the doing of my people.
If it was always asleep, how do you know it was peaceful? Or was it peaceful because it was asleep?
Make me an insight check.
Okay. 16.
She says with confidence that has been somewhat undermined. She sort of reiterates Muwakawali is a peaceful entity and it would never do this to us. And she simply states that, you know.
Okay.
It would never attack our people.
Well. And Muwakawali is like a god, so what could be powerful enough to trap such a being?
Another god.
One that doesn't like underwater beings.
Fergus turns to Baylog. Could this be that other creature's doing? That one you had a conversation with?
I don't know, but it seems possible. Can those little, what do you think? Can those stones hear stuff or just see stuff? I wonder.
You're not sure?
I guess I would never know. I have them all like just sitting in one of my bags, minus the one I handed to no one.
Mm-hmm.
I would choose not to say anything. No.
Oh shit, so... Oh god, we're probably being spied on right now.
Yeah.
Fun. Let's see.
This is actually a great stopping point if y'all want to chew on these questions.
Roll a perception check real quick. Is there any like loose bags or burlaps anywhere?
Yeah. I mean, you could get one from Cecily and Beatrice's house for sure.
All right. I grab a quick one and just put all the stones in there, like the remaining stones, and then leave them like, I don't know, like right here.
Okay. So we'll say you have a burlap pouch, which contains
burlap
the stones.
pouch of stones.
And you're leaving all the stones just right here on the ground?
Well, in the bag, next to like one of those grown coral things.
Okay.
Yeah, don't want to. I don't think anyone's gonna come touch them. I kind of like I try and hide them as well. I don't just like leave them sitting in the middle of the ground.
You put them somewhere secure.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are starting to piece together a lot. Do y'all have any other questions before we bring this one to a close?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay. So no one has sort of gone down to this place deep in the abyss and discovered this structure way down there. And these pale invaders appear to be operating down there. There were marrow and there was ice. And there was that large blue valve. And there was also, in the astral plane, the astral body of Muwakawali was oozing a black miasma in a strange temple, a large pyramid built from this sleek black marble seems to have been built around it. On the other hand, the great avian has requested that Fergus come to the mountain, and Baylog has promised to leave these stones about to grant the great avian insight into the going-ons around this place. And Fergus, Ashta, while very confident that Moakawali is peaceful, has no real explanation for what is going on and why her city has been destroyed. She still hasn't even seen her city because you guys weren't able to approach. As soon as you tried bringing Ashta down there, they flooded after y'all and tried to grab hold of her.
Yeah, they want Ashta real bad. Oh, man. There's so many different directions this could go in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and there were 2 Jocelyn's.
Yeah.
A lot of weird stuff happened to this one. Okay. Well, with all this, we will bring this session to a close. And I'll stop the recording right here.